Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar has written many research papers, and this is in consequence of the research paper written by the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar. This is published in the International Journal of Physical Distribution and Logistics Management, and the title of the paper is Dissertations in Logistics and Supply Chain Management, a review of contributions from 1990 to 2001. He is a professor at the S.P. Jain School of Global Management, 10 Hyderabad Road, Haute Park, Singapore. Keywords are the logistics, supply chain management, cross-functional integration, and the abstract is the logistics and supply chain management are both disciplines in which many different cross-functional tasks are investigated. In Scandinavia, research in logistics and supply chain management experienced a significant boom during the 1990s. The steadily increasing interest in participation in the annual NOFOMA Nordic Logistics Conference and the steadily growing number of PhD students enrolled in the Scandinavian research environment, emphasizing the study of the logistics and supply chain, we are witness to this intensification. In addition, a great number of doctoral dissertations in this field are completed in Scandinavia, adding greatly to the existent store of knowledge concerning a wide range of logistics and supply chain management phenomena. However, to date, precious little effort has been devoted to providing an overview of these dissertations. This paper is designed to fill that void to that in 75 doctoral dissertations published from 1990 to 2000 where are identified. The framework classifies the dissertations into a series of the main themes indicative of the state of Nordic research in logistics and supply chain management. Suggestions for future based on this survey are likewise provided. Introduction. Recent decades have been a pronounced upsurge in research in logistics and supply chain management across the globe. Both areas are by nature broad in spectrum. They span a range of different functional areas within any given company and a series of companies along any given vertical supply chain. The approaches applied in study of logistics and supply chain management may differ in several ways. For instance, research-oriented approaches may differ with respect to theoretical concerns such as the entity of the analysis, the type of company or company investigated, the determination of problem relevance, the reliability and validity of research results, the use of interpretation of the generated theory, and the choices related to the methodology, qualitative versus quantitative research. All are examples of topics that PhD students may be required to address in the process of earning their doctorates. At present, there is no comprehensive digest of the doctoral dissertation completed in the Nordic country under the auspices of the NOFMA research community. NOFMA is a Scandinavian research forum which organizes an annual Nordic Logistic Conference hosted by the Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, and Sweden. A common Nordic curriculum is missing with the possible exception of the WEFIT's 2001 analysis of Finnish and the Swedish dissertation completed between 1994 and 1998. The purpose of this paper is to initiate a process to fill this void. Incidentally, an overview of the dissertations completed from 1990 to 2001 within the Nordic countries will be provided. The year 1990 was chosen as the starting point of this investigation, as it makes the year in which the NOFMA network was formally established. Powering such a dissertation overview is important at least three reasons. First, PhD student must, in the course of their dissertation project, provide a literature review of what they have researched within a given topic area. The manner in which dissertations are referenced here makes it possible to conduct a detailed investigation of their approach, e.g., the dissertations, research frameworks, methodology, applied theory, and empirical observations. Thus, this paper aims to provide PhD students, other academic staff, and practitioners with an overview of what has been researched in Scandinavia within the aforementioned subject area and how this research has been conducted. Second, providing such an overview also makes it possible to compare the investigated themes in Nordic dissertation with those in the dissertation completed in the US as compiled by the Stock 2001. Third, such a contribution makes it possible to identify gaps between the current state of the art thinking within logistics and the supply chain management and the themes actually researched in the dissertations. In all, 75 pertinent dissertations are identified, and of this total, the author team reviewed 71. Based on a range of dimensions, the dissertations are then classified into different categories. Taking this classification as the point of departure, the authors outline the key characteristics of the Nordic logistic paradigm. Finally, this classification will be called upon again to identify new potential research area. This paper is primarily inspired by the curricula of US-based dissertation presented in papers by Stock and Luherson 1993. However, these authors incorporate highly detailed review of the implicated dissertation into their monographs, an attitude that lies beyond the scope of the survey. This paper is organized as follows. Section 2 provides a brief overview of a earlier contribution dealing with doctoral dissertation review. The applied methodology for this study is described in brief Section 3, while Section 4 deals with the limitation of the study due to the chosen methodology. Section 5 describes the review framework against which each dissertation is measured. Section C deals with the results of the data processing process. A discussion of the collective data presented in the dissertation characterized Section 7. While Section 8 of this paper is devoted to a discussion of the overall conclusions arrived at over the course of the study and an attempt to provide some perspective of future research activity. Existing reviews of doctoral dissertations. The literature does report a small but important group or earlier study addressing the content of doctoral dissertations within logistics and logistics related areas. For example, Stock 1987-1988 investigated a total of 684 American PhD dissertations concerned with the logistics and related subject areas written between 1970 and 1986. The results were organized on the basis of the professional subject areas the dissertation addressed, which university these PhDs came from, the quantity of PhD produced. Stock's investigation pinpointed a number of logistic disciplines which had been largely ignored by these studies, area ranging from the strategic role of logistics in the maze of activity, that is marketing, and the utilization of the customer service to create a competitive edge to the place of logistics in the organizational hierarchy. Then in 1993, Stock and Luherson conducted a study of American PhD dissertation completed between 1987 and 1991, 42 in all, that was organized according to topic and source university. The main conclusion of their study were The number of doctoral dissertations being produced had reached the saturation point. Traditional logistics program did still produce the greatest number of PhD. There were a number of new colleges and universities advancing in the ranks of institutions turning out logistic related doctorates. Traditional area of logistics, transportation, warehousing, inventory control were still were researched, and very little research effort had been afforded for topics like strategic aspects of the logistics, international logistics, organizational issues, and order processing and information system. Subsequently, Stock 2001 completed his third paper on PhD dissertation within logistics and logistic related area. This one covering the period from 92 to the 98. 317 dissertation involved. The following is a summary of the chief conclusion of this study. Number one, the number of PhDs being produced is stable, as the levels during this period are the same as those recorded from 1987 to 1991. Subject areas attracting the greatest interest include miscellaneous transport, general logistics, decision support system, international logistics, and channel of distribution. Subject areas in which research interest is waning is the warehousing, inventory, location analysis, MRP, DRP, JIT, and Kanban. Moreover, the subjects of the packaging and pipeline transport are still ignored. Areas attracting more extensive research attention are the customer service satisfaction, human resources and organizational issues, international logistics, and supply chain management. University with the logistic research tradition are not the only one turning out PhD in logistics and logistic related areas. Scandinavia has also produced a single contribution discussing doctoral dissertation within logistics and the supply chain management. WEFITS 2001 authored a study incorporating 25 studies and finished PhD dissertation written between 94 to the 98. In this study, WEFITS completed this dissertation on the basis of the several criteria. Number one, the research topic addressed. Number two, research design applied, quantitative, qualitative, or triangulation. Number third, the type of contribution, disciplinary or practical, plus minus year, WEFITS distinguishes between open frameworks designed to form a basis for theorizing and or generating hypotheses, and predetermined frameworks designed as a means for testing theory. Methodological approach, analytical system or action research. And number five, logistic research theory espoused. WEFITS conducted that variety of research topic appearing in the investigated dissertation leads to a fragmented discipline. Ari Bugen has researched a similar conclusion based on the work of the Whiteley. In short, this fragmentation arises because the dissertation merely seeks to fulfill practical purposes. The methodology applied in these dissertations also varies from quantitative to the qualitative to combination of quantitative and qualitative methods, also called triangular. While the study research efforts are grounded in both positivistic and hermeneutical paradigm belief, regardless of the theory they apply, however, the dissertation conclusions rest solely on a paradigmatic understanding of theory. In fact, several even mention that there are many extant theoretical perception from the principles and hypotheses to rules, paradoxes, and laws. A state of affairs that Stoke 1997 also treats, taking Bothman's 1993 Dictionary of Theory at this point of departure. Perhaps as a direct result of this circumscribed conceptual of theory, the chief theory applied in these Nordic dissertations include transaction cost economics, Williamson 1985, and the general system theory. Von Butterflies 1968, finally WEFITS resolves that in fact there is no explicit Nordic logistic paradigm. Number three is the methodology. In the study in hand, data derived from Nordic PhD dietitians within the logistic and supply chain management have been worked up in 6 main stages, identifying Nordic research environment working with logistic and supply chain management, completing an email questionnaire study phase 1, reviewing received dissertation phase 1, presenting a working paper addressing this theme at the NOFAMA, contacting research environment and authors of dissertations not yet received directly phase 2, reviewing received dissertation phase 2, 3.1, are identifying Nordic research environment working with logistics and supply chain man. The first step in identifying dissertation relevant to our research purposes was to prepare a comprehensive list of the research environment working with the logistics and the supply chain management in the Nordic country. By providing a list of research environment in logistics and supply chain management within the Nordic country, the NOFOMA networks was of great help in this endeavor. In all, 30 research environment spread out over Denmark, Norway, Finland, and Sweden were identified. See Appendix 1 for a list of these environments. Research environment in Iceland were not contacted, as we know that PhDs within these topic areas are not yet being produced there. Completing an email questionnaire study phase 1. A brief questionnaire was constructed containing a description of our purpose and a request that the recipient prepare a reference list of the PhD dietitian dealing with logistics and the supply chain management, completing during the 1990-2020 period. This questionnaire was then emailed to contact person at each of the identified research environment. In staff members at any of these institute, PhD students and or professors were personal acquaintances. These persons were chosen to receive this email. Via these personal connections, we received a number of carefully prepared reference lists quite rapidly. For those environments to which we did not have any personal connection, we contacted research directors, department managers, professors, and secretarial staff. In this email query, we also asked how we might procure the pertinent dissertation for review. Would we be able to borrow them from the institutions themselves? Would they provide free printed copies, or could they provide us with information on how to purchase published dissertations? Reviewing received dissertations phase 1. The email questionnaire from phase 1 resulted in the identification of 53 dissertations, of which we are able to review 32. In order to structure the review process, a standardized fact sheet was filled out for research dissertation. The review framework that informs this fact sheet is described in section 5. 3.4, presenting a working paper addressing the theme of the NOFMA. In June 2002, we presented a working paper addressing Nordic PhD dissertation within logistics and the supply chain management at NOFMA Network Nordic Logistic Conference held in Trondheim, Norway. This presentation resulted in the identification of an additional batch of dissertations, bringing the total of the 75 as presented in this paper. At the conference, we also had several selected researcher colleagues from the Nordic research community review the newly expanded list of the dissertations. 3.5, direct contact with research environment and authors of dissertations not yet received, phase 2. In the second phase, we made direct email and phone contact with the authors of dissertation we had not yet received or with their affiliated research environment. 3.6, reviewing received dissertation phase 2. The second contact phase brought in 39 dietitians to aid the 32 that we had already reviewed. This new batch of the dietitian was also reviewed. Review framework discussed later in this paper. In Appendix 2, the 71 reviewed dietitian out of an identified total of 75 dietitians are marked with an asterisk. Two dietitians are authored in Finnish. These have been reviewed by a Finnish colleague based on guidelines from the author team. Of the four unreviewed dietitians, one is from Norway and the rest are from Finland. We are unable to receive the four dietitians due to the lack of the sufficient information about the author or because the institutional library in question had no record of the dietitian we requested or because the dietitian in question was out of print at the publishers. Number 4, limitations. This paper is the first attempt to provide a complete outline of the Nordic PhD dietitian within logistics and the supply chain management. Despite its inclusive nature, this research is not without its limitation. Three limitations have been identified. First of all, we have been able to review 71 of the 75 non-dietitian or the 95%. Thus, the fact that 5% of the non-population has not been reviewed opens up the possibility that dietitian may have influenced the results of this study if they had been also reviewed. Second, it is impossible to rule out the possibility that the respective authors subjectively has played a role in the reviewing process. However, each member of the author team has completed an individual review of the first 5 dietitians, whereupon these reviews have been compared in order to obtain a common understanding from author to author of the criteria informing the optic through which the dietitian can be viewed. In spite of this measure, it cannot be granted that all dietitians have been reviewed through the identical optics. Third, the collection of our raw data. Nordic PhD dietitian within logistics and the supply chain management was limited to the NOFMA network. Clearly, other Nordic research environments and research departments, such as those whose main research fields are marketing, foreign trade, and information technology, may produce logistics and supply chain management related PhD dietitian. This study can only formulate conclusion based on the number of dietitians identified within the NOFMA network. Number 5, review framework. The review framework was inspired by the earlier similar studies discussed at the start of this paper. With the structure of those studies in mind, we developed and implemented a review fact sheet comprising reference information applicable to the following 9 key characteristics found in table. The key characteristics are year of publication, dietitian type from 90 to 2001 book, dietitian type book, primarily entities of analysis, manufacturer, carrier, wholesaler, retailer, inventory, hotel. Level of analysis, functions, firm, diet, chain, network. Main purpose of the dietitian, primary to describe, primary to be explorative, primary to explain, primarily to understand, primary to diagnose, primary to normative, primary to intervene. Research design applied theoretical, desk research, empirical quantitative, empirical qualitative, empirical triangulation. Time frame of the empirical based dietitian snapshot, longitudinal. Type of theory generated toward T1 theory, toward T2 theory, toward T3 theory. Containing elements of philosophy science, yes, no. Review elements, year of publication. Year of publication refers to the specific year each dietitian was finalized. Again, the period being considered in 90 2001. Dietitian type Nordic PhD candidates can choose to hand in their final project for evaluation in either one main publication, a book format, or as a collection of articles. The number of articles in collections varies, but they should all have undergone a blind review process before publication. Included in such an article collection is a smaller scale contribution designed to link the separate articles together. 5.13 Primary entity of analysis. These analytical issues concerns the specification of the type of company that is primarily entity of the analysis in a given dissertation. It also examines whether the study adopts the producer's or the retailer's point of view. Some dissertations do not post any specific type of company in addressing research question, in which case they are marked not accessible with respect to this review issue. 5.14 Level of analysis. Level of analysis indicates the perspective from which the dissertation in question investigates logistic problem. Harland has discussed how the concept of the supply chain management has been used in the literature. To this end, she identified four separate perspectives: an intra-organizational perspective, a dyadic perspective, a chain perspective, and a network perspective. This conceptual apparatus is also implied here, though we have added a fifth category, namely the function perspective. Logistic problems related to a specific division area in a firm is a warehouse. The dyadic perspective implies a level of analysis at which the problems involving two companies, e.g. a producer and a supplier, or a producer and a third-party logistics provider, are investigated. In the chain is the level of analysis. Then the dissertations in the question 6 to illustrate logistic problems in a supply chain, e.g. a group consisting of a producer, a supplier, and a customer. Finally, if the network is identified as the level of analysis, then logistic problem involving a range of actors on the horizontal level of the value chain, e.g. a collection of suppliers connected to one or more producers, have been the chief concern of the evaluator dissertation. Main purpose. According to Anderson, a research effort may serve any one of the 7 different approaches. Effort with a descriptive intent may be focused on the historical as well as current events and phenomena. For instance, such an effort may attempt to describe how several variables are interconnected or how a particular outsourcing process has been handled. Efforts with an explorative aim investigate relations and or phenomena about which there is no extant knowledge. As such, they identify problem. Typically, investigation with this type of the aim result in formation of a series of hypotheses and or propositions that must later be tested in a different type of study so as to ensure the applicability of these results in the broader context. Studies with an exploratory objective seek to elucidate the background for certain observed phenomena. For example, a company may decide to outsource its finished good warehousing to cut cost or to improve its service. In other words, research efforts of this type seek to generalize. If a research effort is described as seeking to create understanding, then it looks to get behind certain phenomena so as to turn up new ways of reviewing these phenomena. That is, such efforts aim to obtain a new and more detailed understanding of pre-existing concept or the research desired understanding by developing a completely new concept. Projects with a diagnostic purpose take as their point of departure a series of pre-defined symptoms, the impetus for which they then seek to delimit and prioritize. When subscribing a normative intent research report pinpoint a range of the concrete solution to an identified problem. If the purpose of a study is to intervene, it assumes that the researcher participate actively in the problem solving process so as to be able to report on this process. Action research as described by the Gummerson 91 is an example of research striving to fulfill such a purpose. 5.16 Research design. Research design is a designation of whether or not a particular dissertation include empirical work. If not, it is characterized as either purely theoretical or desk research. In our review framework, we divided the contribution with an empirical bent into three subcategories. Empirical work based on quantitative methods, empirical work based on qualitative methods, empirical work in which both quantitative and qualitative methods are applied to the same object of the study, also referred to as a method of triangulation. 5.17 time frame. Only the dissertation with an empirical research design have been considered here, and they were divided into three framed designation: snapshot, longitudinal, and not applicable.